Rob and Slim Show. Little Matty.
Yeah.
Little Matty Klopot. How you doing, Matty?
I'm good, buddy. How you guys doing?
Great.
Right.
How'd you get the name Little Matty?
So, I have a thing. You know when people say don't feed the trolls? All I can do is feed the trolls.
I agree.
So, yeah. It's fun.
That was sadistic.
Yeah. So, I was getting into it with some Trump supporter on Twitter at some point, and just basically telling them that their children will be embarrassed to know what they stood for, things like that. And then they just kept calling me Little Matty, like to try and like make me feel bad for some reason.
Oh.
And I changed my Twitter name to Little Matty, and then they stopped like trying to. They stopped with that one, and they started other. It was really, really fun.
Oh, they kept coming at you?
I grew up morbidly obese kid with no friends. Like, I've been picked on. Little Matty doesn't hurt.
That's what I was going to say. It's like something you call one of your bros. Like, oh, yeah, it's Lil Matty.
Exactly.
Like, that's not an insult.
No. But to them it is or something. So, yeah, it was a weird thing. I get into it, I would say, a couple times a week with Trump supporters on Twitter.
Oh. I loved your one tweet because you have something in your bio that says about Trump, and you said that this idiot followed me.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, what happens is because I put in my bio a Trump supporter called me Little Matty.
Yes.
And because of that, people will just search the word Trump, like Trump supporters, and then start following me. So then I just tweeted them and called them an idiot because they didn't look at my Twitter at all to see how much I hate Trump. So they'll be like, oh, another ally, cool, and I'll just tell them that their grandchildren will be embarrassed of them. And then sometimes they unfollow, sometimes they'll come back at me and try and insult me. But yeah, it's always for me in good fun because I don't care. But they get like so angry at me, so it's a lot of fun.
Well, you're in Toronto, so there are a lot.
I am in Toronto.
Are there a lot of Trump supporters up there?
A surprising few.
Yeah.
Actually, the doorman in my condo building. One day I saw him reading Trump's book, and then a few days later he had his hair slicked back like Eric and Don Jr. And then a few days after that, I saw him out on the street wearing a "Make America Great Again" hat.
No.
And yeah, and then a few days after that, he didn't work here anymore.
Oh shit! I wonder why.
So I'm fine with that.
Yeah, how could you wear that hat in Canada?
I have a red hat that it says "Make Obama President Again." I'm gonna wear that next time I go to the States, so that should be fun. My wife told me I'm not allowed, but I'll sneak it into my bag.
How long have you been doing comedy for?
This November will be 4 years now.
Cool. Yeah, I watched some of your act last night. You're pretty awesome. You're pretty awesome, dude.
Oh well, thank you. Yeah, I like doing it. It's fun. No better feeling than a big laugh on stage. So I've been doing it a little while now, and it's. I'm excited. I took a little bit of a break because I was really swamped with work, and I had like a bit of a mental breakdown, which is super fun.
I love those.
I have those. I usually just do the show, and then have those the rest of the week. The rest of the week.
Yeah, exactly. But I took a bit of a break, and I'm starting to get back into it now. I took a few months off to just work on stuff and work on myself and stuff. But yeah, I'm coming back into it now, and I'm super pumped. I actually only have 2 weeks left of my work contract, and I'm going to take a few months off to just focus on comedy.
Cool.
So,
your work, like you said, you're a television coordinator, correct?
Yeah, so I'm a post coordinator. So basically, I deal with I'm in charge of the whole editing department for a TV show.
Yeah.
So it's all like schedules and deliverables and just
Deadlines.
making sure the show actually happens.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of deadline stuff, a lot of telling people who make way more money than me what to do. It's a very weird situation. I feel like a basketball coach, like in the NBA.
Yeah.
Like they'll be like, "Hey, do this," and the guy's like, "I make $80 million. Go fuck yourself."
Wow. Fuck. What show do you work on?
I just wrapping on a show called The Weather Files. It's a docudrama about people who experience crazy weather. It's awful. And Yeah, probably shouldn't say that, but fuck it. And then I'm also just wrapping on a show called Crazy Beautiful Weddings, which is about a wedding planner. Really cool show, actually. She's really awesome.
Cool.
It's a really nice, it's a fun show to work on. She's like really she's not like standard weddings. She does like really weird stuff. We had a llama at one of the weddings. Like, yeah, I work mostly unscripted lifestyle stuff, which is all boring nonsense.
I was gonna ask what unscripted meant. Like, is it compared to scripted?
Basically, it's like lifestyle. Like I've worked on like cooking shows. I've worked on like home reno shows, like things like that.
Okay.
I've worked less in the scripted world because in Toronto, most of what we make here is unscripted.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a terrible time. Yeah, but it pays the bills and it keeps me in nice clothes.
Now,
so.
how does it work up there? We've talked to an actor, Tony DeSantis. He said the French Canadian part is different than the American speaking.
Oh God!
Part.
Oh yeah. So in French Canada, they have a star system similar to the States, where you guys have celebrities.
Yes.
In the English side, we have no celebrities.
Wow.
Like all our celebrities are people who went to the States and made it.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, no one here. Like all my friends who get really, really good at comedy and have been in it like 10 years moved to the States.
Wow.
Because there's no star system here.
Wow.
Like the only reason like Russell Peters is famous is because he went to the States.
I think Michael J. Fox. Michael J. Fox did
Sorry?
that, right?
Oh yeah, no. Everyone has to leave to make it because there's just no star system. No one cares. Wow. You know, we have the CBC, which is our like public broadcaster.
Yeah.
And they make shows with very Canadian feel. But it's not really a star system. Like I can't name you anyone who's starring on a CBC show right now.
Wow.
You know, but it's the equivalent of your guys' like NBC, and you know, there's actual stars on those shows.
Mm.
It's a very weird kind of place to be when you're trying to make it in entertainment because no one cares. Because we get American channels, we have all that stuff.
Oh,
like in Canada, we have what's called CanCon or Canadian content, and every channel that's Canadian has to, by law, have a certain percentage of Canadian content, which just goes to show you how little we care about it, that it's a law. That's like, you have to. And they'll find loopholes to get out of it constantly. Every Canadian network is just trying to find ways out of CanCon.
Just play more American stuff.
Air more. Oh, yeah. We could just, like, our comedy network here just airs Big Bang Theory reruns all day long. Like, they don't make any original programming whatsoever.
Wow.
So hold on. So you guys care about American celebrities, but as soon as you hear somebody, oh yeah, this guy's big in Canada, you're just like, eh.
Oh, we don't need
No one cares.
Wow.
There's no being big in Canada. That's the problem.
That's it, though.
There's no star system here.
Wow. I had no
we
idea.
we just had Just for Laughs Toronto in town a few weeks ago, and I would say less than 10% of the comics were Canadian.
Wow. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That makes no sense. Yeah. Wow. I figured it would be
No.
like 90%. You know, you want to.
No. They truck everyone in from LA and New York.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
who all the big acts were.
Wow. Have you ever done comedy in the States?
Not in the, no, I don't know in the States yet. I'm working towards that in the next year or so. But I've been a little bit over Canada. I went on tour in December of last year. I did a mini tour by myself.
Wow.
It was fun. I did 8 days in a row. I was going to name the cities, and you guys wouldn't know any of them. So did a bunch of cities. Let's put it that way.
I know Toronto. I know that one.
Yeah. I did Toronto, which is where I live. But I did Montreal, Ottawa, Kingston, Barrie, and Toronto.
Toronto and Montreal
Toronto
are the only ones I know.
Oh yeah,
Montreal.
I know I went up to Toronto once. I worked in a radio station, and we went to a Dave Matthews concert up there, and there was an old French-Canadian man spitting on our tour bus, and he was cursing at us in French. That's all I remember.
That sounds pretty accurate. Yeah. Yeah.
That happens a lot.
Oh yeah. The French Canadians they're just like garbage people. I'm married to one, so I can say that they are a garbage people. My father's from Montreal, but he's from the Jewish side, not the French side.
Oh.
But yeah, my wife is French Canadian, and they are just bad people all around.
Did it? Is that how he got away from the French Canadian side? He met you.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh God. Slim mentioned before the show, Maddie, that you get arrested.
I heard. I don't know if this is true, but I've heard because recently I kind of got into Jordan Peterson. Do you know who he is?
Yeah.
So he is known mostly for opposing a law that I think was passed where you can get arrested if you say the wrong pronoun. If somebody like
somebody identifies as a woman or a man, like in Canada, if you address them wrong, you could be arrested for that.
No,
okay.
That's horseshit.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I mean, we have a friend who's transgendered, and she said that she doesn't mind if somebody calls her dude, if it's as long as it's not putting her down.
Mm.
She says
Well, I have a lot of trans friends, and I'm a huge LGBTQ ally, and I think what the general consensus I get from them is that if it's a mistake or if it's that's different than someone being like, I don't care that you're transitioned.
Yes.
You are a dude still.
Yes.
That's where it's a thing. There's no law. We're not throwing people in jail for shit like that.
Okay.
But
see, that's what we didn't know.
Just don't be an asshole. That's the way most people should live their lives. But
I agree.
This guy, Jordan Peterson, these guys they'll find a little like a wording in a law that's obscure and they'll twist it to meet their own thing.
Okay, the way Slim explains it, I'm like, this guy sounds a little nutty.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I like Jordan Peterson.
Yeah.
I'm reading his book and I like his rules and everything, but as far as his like political leanings, I don't know too much about. He's for up here, he's kind of known as just being kind of real of a scumbag. Because the thing is, here's the thing: I do live in a liberal bubble. I get it. All my friends are artists of some sort or another. We live in a very multicultural, very open city, and that's what I experience. So,
up there.
World, he's a scumbag.
Up there, Maddie, I mean, you guys have even billboards that say it's riding country, wear a condom, and it's two guys on a horse. Like, you guys are very liberal up there.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I love that. Like, whenever I'm in the States, I mean, I do like the States, don't get me wrong, but it's a weird kind of tippy toe I have to do a bit sometimes, even just talking to people. I was talking to someone in Florida.
Ooh.
And I was there for a day. I went on a cruise with my wife. We were there for the day, basically, to get off and on the cruise.
Yeah.
But I heard someone say the N-word, in casual conversation, like a white dude, just like, hey, here's the N-word, and I was like, no, that's not what you do. It's very weird. And also, just being on the cruise and seeing I saw a Confederate flag tattoo on a dude, and I'm like, what are you?
Yes. There's a truck in this town that drives around with a big Confederate flag on the back. I'm like, where am I, bro?
Yeah. I worked on a show a couple years ago, an unscripted show called Restaurant Makeover, where we would renovate people's restaurants. And we so Hamilton is just outside of Toronto, and it's basically like your Kentucky, but in a town. It's like Florida and Kentucky in one. It's just a dirt town. I did a show up there, and the comic who was with me, who was from Hamilton, told me, don't bother locking your car doors. It'll just mean you'll have to replace your car window when they break into your car.
Oh.
So I'm like, oh, that's cool. So up in Hamilton, there was this restaurant called Hillbilly Heaven, and he had a whole bunch of merch, and the most selling merch he had was the Confederate flag.
Wow.
In Hamilton, Canada.
Wow.
We were buying Confederate flag, and that amazed me.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
Not even a little.
No.
No. It's like Nazis now. Like, didn't U.S. fight the Nazis, and now there are Nazis in the U.S.
Yeah, that's
It doesn't make any
backfired.
sense.
Matty, I wanted to ask you, totally switching the subject, but your Airbud
do it.
podcast. You have a podcast
yeah.
as to why the fuck there
I
are
had a
14.
podcast.
Yes, but why are there
Yeah,
14
yeah.
Airbuds?
That's the premise.
I didn't even know there were that many.
Yeah. So my buddy Leon messaged me one day. This is a couple years ago, and he said all it was there are 14 Airbud movies. That was
I
his
didn't
whole
know
message
that.
to me. And then I was like, "There's not." And then he sent me a link, and I was like, "There are 14 Airbud movies."
Dude.
And then we were like, "Let's make a podcast." And then we sat on the idea for a year because we're lazy and stupid. And then we finally got around to doing it, and it was amazing. It was actually one of the best experiences I've ever had.
I've listened to a couple episodes. It's really great. Really
thank
great.
you.
No problem.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed doing it. Every week we would watch the movie and then sit down and discuss a child's movie.
Yes.
And it was a blast. I think as episode 6 on, we started bringing some of my comedian friends in and just having a third guest, and it was great. And it was they're terrible, terrible movies.
They're terrible, but star-studded. And I wanted to ask you,
Star-studded.
way too star-studded. I wanted to ask
Way
you
too much.
You guys mentioned some of the buddy movies, and I
Yeah.
made a huge mistake. One of my kids, when they were a couple of years younger, I bought them Spooky Buddies, and oh my
Ooh,
God, that's
that's
a
the best
horrible
one.
movie. Yeah, that's the best one.
What are the buddy
That's the best
movies?
one.
What-
Are they Airbud? Are the buddy movies Airbud movies? That's what I wanted to
So
ask.
what happens is, in the 4th or 5th movie, Airbud fucks another dog. And then there's babies. And there's 5 puppies.
And they're buddies.
Those are the buddies. And then you never hear anything from Airbud, or I want to say Molly was the female dog.
Oh.
Leon's listening to this right now and yelling at me for not knowing this. He's my co-host. And then so the franchise moves on with the buddies,
Yes.
and now they can talk. Because Airbud never talked. He was a legit dog. But now they all have distinct personalities.
What?
Airbud played basketball,
football.
right? Airbud
Yeah.
played basketball.
And then soccer and
Oh
football
no,
and a
no,
bunch
no,
of
no!
other stuff.
He plays 5 different sports.
Yeah, he started out in basketball
Yeah, he starts in basketball. He plays basketball, soccer, football, volleyball, and baseball.
Wow.
Yeah,
though. Volleyball and baseball. What the fuck?
Yes.
baseball. Yeah, he would hold the bat in his mouth, and they would pitch the ball, and it would just hit the bat and somehow go out of the park. Yeah, they were bad movies. They were so much fun. Actually, go check out the Spooky Buddies episode because we raved about how much we enjoyed that episode.
You did a Spooky
that
Buddies.
movie, rather.
Wow.
It's a good movie, legitimately a fun movie. It's very weird, but yeah. So the buddies each have their own distinct personality. There's B-Dog, who's basically a white kid who thinks he's black. There's Butterball, who's just fat. There's Buddha, which is a Zen dog for some reason.
Ooh.
And I can't remember the rest of them. But yeah, it's they had their own distinct personalities, and they got into trouble, and it was awful, but a blast.
All right.
Yeah.
All I remember from Airbud is I just remember this one scene where there was just a guy standing in front of another guy, and they're both trying to get Airbud to go to them. I think it was the kid, and he was
Yep.
"Come here, Airbud," and the other guy, and then and obviously the dog went to the hero of the story. But that's all I remember.
I was going to ask who you went to.
Yeah. No, it was that. It was it was this old alcoholic clown who owned Airbud before the kid found him.
Oh, okay. And the
that
clown.
guy.
So,
Yeah.
so at the end of the movie, it was the clown trying to get
Yeah.
the dog to come to him, and he goes to the kid because fuck the old
Exactly.
Fuck
alcoholic
that
clown.
old drinker.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
stinks.
he was a train wreck of a character. Yeah.
Oh my God. Maddie, what is the Pawdcast?
The Pawdcast is something I have yet to get off the ground because I'm incredibly lazy.
It's an idea I have where every episode is different, and there's no format. It's whatever I feel like doing. I'm gonna probably start it this winter because I won't have a job soon, and that's gonna be nice and freeing. But yeah, every episode's gonna be a little different. I'm gonna, whenever KFC comes out with their whatever next double slam chicken something, whatever bullshit they're gonna kill us with, bring a friend, go there, try it out. That's an episode.
Okay.
Then I just do different things every week and just kind of fuck around. When I have time, there won't be a set schedule, won't be anything. Like, I know it'll be all self-indulgent nonsense, but I have the idea for it, and I think, I like talking to people, I like hanging out, I like getting high, so there's definitely going to be, like, a high aspect of it.
You guys just got legal marijuana, right?
Yes, we did. Today is the day.
Good job, Canada.
But I have a medical marijuana card, so it's been legal for me for about a year.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, it's been great. No, it's been super handy. I went to a doctor, lied to him a bunch, went to another doctor, lied to him a bunch, then I got legal weed. So that's how it works.
Yeah, recreational should be legal. I just think.
Totally.
Everywhere.
I mean, that's where we are as today. But it's funny because Canada is one of those countries, especially Ontario, the province I'm in. Provinces are like states for you guys.
Yes.
And they'll have a good idea, but the follow-through is nonsense. Like right now, the only way to get your legal weed is to go to this website, and they'll send it to you, but you have to be home to sign for it during the day.
Ooh.
And, like, your doorman can't take it. It's a whole stupid process.
Wow.
And also during the day today, the first day the website launched, it basically crashed, and no one's going to get their weed for like a week.
Oh,
man.
man.
There's just too many orders. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's a step in the right direction. They're also overturning like every possession charge. So that's going to leave people's records, which is great.
That's great. That is great.
Yeah, especially because, I mean, Toronto, our police are definitely better than your guys is for the most part. But, there's not as much stuff. But there has been a lot of problems with minorities being, targeted.
Yes.
And at a very unfair percentage when it comes to, like, possession charges.
Yeah.
So that's a new thing that's not going to be, or they'll find a new way to mess with people, which I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think we're we're getting to a good stage. It's legal as of today, which is great. And we'll see what that entails for the next little while.
Nice.
But yeah, it's going to be nice. I mean, every fucking person on Facebook today made the same joke about trying weed for the first time. Yeah, clever guys. Good job.
Do you guys miss Mayor Ford at all?
Do I miss Mayor Ford? Yes, I do.
He was entertaining, to say the least.
He was very entertaining. Yeah, he once said on live national television that I didn't tell that woman I'd eat her pussy. I have plenty to eat at home.
Yes.
Those were the words of our mayor on live television.
He was funny.
Yeah.
I like him.
But no, he was a blast. He was an absolute blast. He was terrible for the city. He was a train wreck. He was an embarrassment. But as a fan of funny things, he was awesome.
That's how I feel about our president. That as
that's fair. That's fair.
As comedy, some of the stuff he does tickles my soul, but as somebody running the country, no.
Oh, no, exactly. Yeah. I feel like they should have just, like, built a fake Oval Office in, like, a warehouse and just, like, let him hang out in there.
Yeah.
And just, like, every day he's like, I'm going to bomb Iraq. And they're like, oh, you bombed Iraq, and it went really well, Mr. President. Like, that's what they should have done, and just, like, let anyone else run the country. That would have been fine with me.
Yes.
But, Rob Ford was a blast. Doug Ford is less of a blast. He is his little brother.
Oh, I did not know.
He is the premier of Ontario, which is basically like being the state senator.
Oh, no.
And he is a nightmare. Oh, yeah, he's an absolute nightmare. He just turned back. So in 2015, we got the first update to our school system's sex ed curriculum since 1998. And that's actually a huge chunk of change. And it was a really good one. It talked about teaching children about consent and good touch and bad touch and, you know, all the things you want your kid to know before other people try and touch them.
Yeah, that's a good improvement.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he came in and was like, oh, we're abolishing this. We're going back to the 1998 one. So.
Whoa. No.
Yeah, not only do you do that, but then because everyone, even teachers, were like, "Oh, we're just going to teach the new one." He set up a phone tip line where you could call and rat out teachers who are teaching progressive sex education.
Wow.
Which kind of sounds like something from like Handmaid's Tale. But that's where we're living now. It kind of feels a little bit like a junior Trump.
Yes.
But and also he was a hash dealer in high school.
Oh, yes.
So, yeah.
That makes sense.
Great guy.
Not as funny as...
He's not fun because he's not an alcoholic or drug addict like
or
his brother
crackhead,
was.
like, yes, his brother.
Yeah, no, he's just a mean, shitty person.
Oh.
But yeah, no, he runs our province now, which is like, do you guys remember when Trump got elected and like most of like liberal people were like, what?
Yes.
That's how we all felt.
That's how you guys were?
Doug Ford's getting elected, and then he did, and we're like, what?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
You guys got your mini Trump going.
We really do, yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of like, and yeah, he got overturned on a decision he made, and then he found some old clause which basically lets him do whatever he wants, and it's very like, yeah, it's not good.
Oh, Matty,
yeah.
We have to wrap this up, dude, but you are amazing.
No worries.
You're amazing, brother.
Hey,
Where?
I had a blast.
So do we. Where can everybody find you?
Everywhere on the internet, I'm Matt Klopot. That's MatTKLOPOT. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. My website's mattklopot.com. If you're using a carrier pigeon, talk to Carl. He knows where I am. Other than that, yeah, just find me online. Follow me on Twitter. I'll retweet all my wife's jokes, so then follow her. Because if I don't retweet her, she gets mad at me. But other than that, yeah, just find me online. I'm going to be around Toronto doing a lot of shows the next few months, so my website will have all my details. And that's it. Yeah, that's where I am.
Awesome, Matty. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, guys.
Absolutely.
Have a good one, man.
Have a good one.
Have a good night.
You too.